Before we start the show, we reference an interview with Max Kepler that we were excited for. Something came up. It fell through. It'll be happening at a later date, so don't listen to every minute of this or just skip around to try and find the Max Kepler interview. It is not part of this podcast. It'll be part of a future podcast. Get excited for that. Welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We're going to try and figure out what the hell this all means, and we're going to talk with Max Kepler of the Twins.
It's a pandemic.
You guys are freaking gross.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We are coming to you live. Well, not live. We're recording this. You're going to listen to it afterwards. Jake and I are at JOMBOY Media headquarters. Trevor Plouffe is in the Hidden Hills headquarters, HHHQ, he calls them. And we will be talking about what this, I don't know what the term, like lockout, pause, hold, whatever you want to call it, on the season.
You use the word embargo a lot today.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that word.
You do like that word.
It fit on the way I was using it.
Yeah, it kind of fit.
Perfectly. So it's a halted play, how this is going to affect contracts and service time. And there's a lot of players right now that are probably pretty scared about their contract and career. But first and foremost, Trev, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. I'm happy to be here. I don't know if you guys see behind me. I've been working on the studio.
Yeah.
A lot of people on YouTube have been talking shit to me about my audio, everything. So I'm trying to, get it dialed in.
They've been coming after you.
That never stops, bro. Buckle up.
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
Shelves look great, though. Proud of you.
I built these. Just so you guys know, I 100% constructed those from scratch.
When you were done, did you get that rush?
Yeah.
No, I was tired.
Okay.
And,
fair.
I couldn't gummy up or anything last night because I was doing this, and you can't really measure on gummies.
Oh, you could have gummied
that's
up.
the best.
Hey, Trev,
maybe.
on the down low, might need you to mail me some gummies.
Yeah.
We're running out
Okay.
over here. Okay. So
We'll go off camera on that.
just on the down low. Jake, how are you doing?
At Haywood Jablome. I'm good, man. I'm good. Pandemic o'clock. I'm excited for this topic. Trev led us into this one a little bit. Hot take, Trev is going to come out for sure. And honestly, it's such a mess, and I think it's so much wild speculation and so many different ways to go about it. I'm going to say the word prorated a lot, and we'll see how that sounds. So I'm excited.
Was it Talkin' Baseball when we talked about how cool the word prorated is?
Yeah, prorated. It's kind of an overrated word. I think we talked about that too.
Just the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Pro
It's
is
cool, but it's overrated.
Well, the word pro has
Right.
good connotation sort. It means professional.
Yeah.
Or I am pro that. I'm for that.
Yeah.
And then rated just kind of has an R in there, so that's always cool.
And I'm excited to talk to Max Kep in a little bit.
Yeah, he's absolutely a stud.
We saw him at spring training. 6'4", got the Greek bod going a little bit, and
German bod.
Trev raves about him.
Yeah.
He's the exact opposite of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
In physical body
we're
type.
live.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
And this episode is brought to you by some very special people, some wonderful people, some new Patreons, patreon.com/JOMBOYmedia if you want to support everything we're doing here. And we got some fun names in this crew, guys. We got Mr. Pizza Face, he's a local with Talkin' Yanks.
Friend of the program.
Been very supportive for a while. We also have Izzy Beck, which I think is a fantastic name.
Good baseball name.
Izzy Beck. Sean Brennan. Kristen Buford. Elizabeth Gustafson.
Like that one.
Nailed that. Oliver Pullyblank. Do you think it's a real last name? Pullyblank?
Why not?
Scott Rao. And Sean Hidlrith.
Oh, no.
I think I might have spelled this one wrong. Hidlrith? It's Hidlreth. Hidlrith. Unless I spelled it wrong. So anyway, thank you to those
Thanks,
people.
Patreons.
We appreciate
Go
it.
sign up.
Let's
Do you know
talk.
like The Simpsons
2 months.
when
2 months
I think
ago.
Bart used to like have someone like read different names? Oh, you called Moe's Bar, right?
Yeah.
And he would do the names. Like, do you think anyone's gonna start doing that to you? Because I feel
Oh,
like
they
they
do.
haven't.
Oh,
yet.
they do. They do.
They do, yeah.
And we just
Okay.
let them have their fun. They're supporting us.
They should.
So
Yeah.
we're not gonna.
Be
If
more
that's-
creative, guys. I need some more laughs.
If that's what they want to do with their 1.5 seconds in the spotlight, knock yourself out.
And also they paid to support us, so they can do it.
Shout out Coach Ballgame.
Yeah.
We know, friend of the pod. My kids got a huge kick out of having their name like
Oh, wow.
shouted out to them.
Yeah.
That was really cool. So maybe the Patreon users feel the same. My kids were super stoked.
Yeah. People like being involved.
What was your favorite Coach Ball game one-liner that just tripped you up?
I love that he's just like constantly like playing the drums. Like he's like a drummer. You know?
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's like and like all sorts of rhythmic drumming. You know, he has a bunch of different things he does. So
Yeah, we were watching today on his live stream, and I told Jake, like, I wish I had any musical talent, because he just sits down on a piece of wood
Yeah.
and turns it into a dance party. It's like an amazing skill.
yeah,
So that's
love
great.
him.
I know that I'm gonna just give the floor to you, Plouffe, because I'm ready to just get into the middle of
Let's
this,
get lost.
so you can ease us in. But yeah, like, I'll just give you a hint. The Mookie convo, I think, is
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big one.
fascinating.
You know, I've been talking to guys, kind of asking around the league because I'm trying to get information about what's going on, and really all the answers I'm getting are, we don't know. You know, I don't think anybody knows. I think that's the case kind of with every sector in the U.S. right now. It's like you maybe have some speculation, but nobody knows for sure because we don't know what's going to happen. But I do know, like, the April 9th, that was a dumb date that they put out there. May, not happening. And for a couple people that I talked to around the league, and then some other people like outside of baseball, they were saying July is the earliest stuff like that will happen again. So that's going to be really interesting to see, because not only is it a long time from now and guys are just going to be home, but what does the season look like when it comes back in July?
Yeah.
You know, July is kind of that halfway marker in the season. The All-Star game's there. Typically, when the All-Star game comes, you're already, you know, over 82 games in, or 81 games in. You're like at 90 something. So we're talking, are we looking at a 100-game season? I don't think so. I take the under on that. And that has a lot of ramifications for what we'll get into in a little bit with guys' contracts, vesting options, service time. A lot of things are happening that we don't know how they're going to turn out.
Do you think there's any player out there that is in this situation? And some guys that we're going to talk about are Mookie Betts, Kenta Maeda, Jay Happ, and I'm sure every team has a guy. Like, if we just look at contract years.
Contract years. I mean, how about our friend of the program, Oda Rizzi? He took the qualifying offer. If he goes and pitches, let's say we get 3 months of baseball in and he's lights out, I mean, he's looking at 9 digits in the contract.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
then, well, it's, you know, you have these contracts and they're not going to be fulfilled.
do you
Not in
think
full.
you think any of these guys are like, let's just scrap the whole season, we'll come back next year? There
I
are
don't
certain
think
players that
no.
get benefited from that, Plouffe. There's certain
No.
players.
There are. In certain organizations. I mean, some places in the game are going to be benefited from this. Mostly it's going to be negative. I guess we can kind of dive right into the Mookie thing.
Yeah.
You know, Mookie Betts. We don't have to recap it too much, but gets shipped off from the Red Sox to the Dodgers because he's got 1 year left. They couldn't come to terms on a long-term deal, so the Red Sox are trying to get something from him or for him. So Dodgers pony up, they get him, and now do they get him for 80 games? And they gave away some pretty big pieces for that. And then we can go even further into that. What constitutes a full season as far as service time? If they can't come to an agreement on that and Mookie only plays 80 games, guess what? That's not a full season. So is he going to be with the Dodgers this year and next year because it's going to delay his free agency by a year? all these things start to pile up, and
The Dodgers are either huge winners or huge losers in this. Either they get 80 games of Mookie with the World Series run, and they get him for another full season next year, or they get 80 games of Mookie, and that's all they got Mookie for two top prospects and all that. Like wildly different scenarios are on the table with this Dodgers and Mookie Betts scenario. What are you rooting for, Jake?
I just don't think there's a world where, again, just prorate everything.
Prorate.
Problem solved. No, I mean, because think about what we're saying. So there would be no free agency this offseason? Like, that ain't going to happen, right? So I don't know. In my
Is
head,
it weird I'm into that?
In my head, I have the Dodgers getting screwed.
Okay.
But that's just where I'm at.
Well, if they win the World Series in a shortened year, they don't get screwed. They have Mookie Betts. He performs for them. They don't care. They go off into the.
I mean, they still lose a bunch of home
title.
games that would have been, in theory, you're selling jerseys, blah blah blah. But
if Mookie goes back to the Red Sox, and it's like a shortened season, like Red Sox could come out as huge winners.
Yeah.
Like huge winners. One of the biggest
Heim.
trades.
I told you Heim was smart. I mean, does he know this was coming? I don't know.
No.
Okay? Hold on, Jake.
I'm gonna say no.
You don't think he knew a global pandemic was coming?
I'm gonna say no.
Some people, Bill Gates knew it was coming.
Dude. Well, not only that. I mean, we're getting off topic now, but all the CEOs that resigned about a month ago, Bob Iger from Disney. There's other guys I don't know their names, but from big companies just resigning out of nowhere.
So you think they knew?
I mean, they're privy to more information
such a
globally
late
than we
night
are.
Trev convo.
I mean, I thought you didn't take gummies.
Dude, if I was on gummies right now, we could really get into it. Not unfortunately, but I have 2 children, and during the daytime is a no gummy zone.
Boring.
Yeah, I'm a sundown gummy down guy. So I think all the CEOs knew, and they were in on it. And Heim Bloom, of course, he knew as well.
Yes.
So, no, the Mookie stuff's incredible, and like from any player in Mookie's situation, and this isn't incentive-based contracts. It's just literally service time. Mookie's not the only one about to be a free agent, and because some free agencies don't depend upon service time, like Odorizzi or a guy that was a free agent signed a deal. This is anyone that is within the first 7 years of their season, of their career.
Well, 6 years.
6 years. First 6 years of their career. All these players.
Arbitration's affected as well.
Yeah.
These guys who have
crazy.
2 years in, this was supposed to be their last year of pre-arbitration, last year of league minimum. Hey, I'm going to get a bump in my salary.
The easiest answer is Jake's, like just prorate it. If there's 162 games season, and that's what a full season is, then we only play 81, then just cut that in half.
Multiply everything by 2.
But do you think that works for players with incentives as well? Like Jay Happ is
his game started incentive. If they play 81 games, every Jay Happ start counts as 2.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily know that's fair, but I mean that's
this is where it gets crazy because you have all these situations. So either MLB and the players union has to come in and just completely have a blanket statement saying, everything counts as 2 because we're playing half the games. Like maybe they do that, but you guys know that that's just not easy. Like the MLB and the players union does not come to an agreement that easily. Maybe this is a different situation and things are different this time because of what's going on, but I don't see this being easy.
I kind of wanted to send that back at you, Trev, because I don't know. I live kind of in la la land normally, but when me and Jim have discussed this briefly, I mean, again, like pandemic. That's been my word of the week. Last week it was content. This week it's pandemic.
That was prorated.
No, prorated is just a great word that I low-key hate. Anyways, do you think things will be amicable when it is time to talk, or do you think there's too many personalities in the room? Like, for me, you come into a room, you say there's a global pandemic, and we got to solve this, and we got to put some ego shit aside. But the world doesn't normally work like that. Do you think Do you think things will be, if you had to just guess or if you've heard anything, like, do you think cooler heads prevail or what?
I don't know.
There's
I agree with what you're saying.
much-
Like you'd hope that things would run smoothly, but I think both sides might see this as an advantageous time.
There's also
what-
just so much on the docket before they get to this.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot going on. So this is going to take some time. And the season might start and we might not have some answers to this because like I said, it's not just one thing that's affected by it. We have service time, so that affects free agents in their 6-year. We have arbitration guys getting affected by it. You have vesting options, like J.A. Happ has with the Yankees. You have incentive-laden contracts. All that gets affected by it. And this isn't all about the money. It's just very interesting to see how the league and the players union is going to work together, or if they're going to work together, or like how well they're going to work together, I should say. And maybe this will lead to a smoother CBA in 2021 because they've had so many discussions, or maybe this is going to blow the whole damn thing up. I don't know.
I lean the latter.
I lean the fronter.
Ah, gross.
Does this
Jake.
change the CBA? Say we cancel the season.
Yeah.
Sure.
Does that move the date of the CBA back another year? Like, does everything get moved back? There's a
No.
lot to answer, and we honestly look. I'm gonna tell everyone right now. We don't know shit.
No.
We can speculate, but
I think this whole situation is bad. How about that?
Okay, hot takes.
Yeah.
good word.
Hot takes.
I think it's
Bad.
the whole thing is
Reached
bad.
into the vocab.
Yeah. But I think the MLB PA and MLB just have more to fight about. Like, they wanted the smoothest ramp up until the collective bargaining agreement. And now, when they finally get into that room, they have so much to be like, well, you did this. You did this.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's so much
Yeah.
to fight about right now.
That's-
I mean, this is a huge issue.
Absolutely. But
It's
I think
huge.
that's why I'm more glass half full, because I think something like this, a global pandemic, if you can't put your shit aside for this,
They
I
can't.
mean, then you're fucked, and I'm with you. But I think there's going to be baseball played this season. I don't know if it's 2 months. I don't know if it's 3 months. I have no idea. But there will be baseball played this year, and I think everyone is going to come together to get that done, whatever that looks like. Maybe it is ugly, maybe it's clean, but they will come together to get this done. And I think we will either know very clearly if the CBA is going to be a shit show, or if things come pretty smoothly out of this, which that's betting uphill a little bit. I think you're kind of in the clear. Like, we did this, let's do it again.
My thought is this hurts the players and the players union so much. MLB has all the leverage. Basically, you're going through a strike, but you're not getting anything out of it. And
Well, the owners
they
are getting
are.
hurt too. And I mean,
The owners are getting hurt.
playing the game is the biggest thing the players have. So maybe this is a good fake strike for
yeah,
them.
but players are going to be like, I don't want to do that again. Let's do anything to play
Same with the
baseball.
owners.
Yeah, that you say it's true. You don't want to strike, but they will. Like, if things are testy, they will. That's just the bottom line. That's why our union is very strong.
Why don't the players just strike the rest of the season and then start everything from fresh next year?
Well, you can't strike during a labor agreement.
Well, come on.
You can't hold out. So, I mean, look, there's a lot of other things too that's going on, like the draft.
Oh, dude. I'm
What are
so
we gonna
in
do?
for the
What do
combine.
high school seniors do?
Do you see my combine
you know what high
tweet?
school seniors are doing right now, Trev? They're
Video
listening
games.
to a lot of podcasts and playing a lot of video games. And you know what they're probably wearing? Raycon
I
headphones.
don't know what that means.
Well, you
Oh.
probably wouldn't because you don't have the
Well,
best.
why don't you listen up,
You don't
Trevor?
have the best stuff. And look around you, Trev. It's a wireless world. And everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds. But before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon. That's what all the high school kids are doing. Raycon earbuds.
Raccoon?
No, not raccoon, Jake.
Raycon.
They start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market. And their newest model, the Everyday E25, error on number 25,
Glaber, tough play.
are the best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and more compact design that gives you a nice noise-isolating fit. Jake, do you like Raycon headphones?
I need it. I just saw Big Baby David had a pair. I haven't thrown them in yet.
Can you give those to Jake? And he'll put them in his ear and talk about how good they are. That was
I also have ears.
That was a firm
Yeah.
toss.
It's firm.
Trevor's an ear guy too.
Trevor
Cool.
has ears, so these could be
ears.
good for him. Right here on the copy, it says, please share your personal experience with Raycon. So, Jake, if you could do...
Oh, my God. These are
How is
great.
it?
Yeah, I think you like those. Yeah.
They're like in my ear.
Yeah.
I mean,
Should we
this
do like
is
the
Trevor
Howard
on the
Stern
RV
thing
in
where I
my
like
ear
hum
shit.
into the microphone?
Yeah. Yeah, those.
Oh, my God. BBD just started playing stuff.
They're
And it's loud.
okay.
And you
cool.
know how much I love loud noises.
So, yeah, the headphones work great.
They for sure work.
Yeah, and you've heard me talk about how the company was co-founded by Ray J. Ray J banged Plouf's neighbor.
I love his videos.
This is true.
I love his videos.
That's confirmed. There's visual evidence of
Good
that.
content.
I don't know if he was wearing Raycons as that was happening, but it happened, and now's the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/baseball. That's
Hold on.
Yeah,
Go ahead, finish that.
that's
Okay.
buyraycon.com/baseball for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/baseball.
Ray J,
Yeah.
Ray,
Mm-hmm.
Kanye, Con,
Wow.
Oh,
Ray
wow.
Con.
So you think this is bringing them together?
I don't know.
Okay.
What was Ray J's one good song?
I'm in love with a
I don't-
stripper.
No.
Okay. What about these high school
Oh, I
kids?
like that song. That's
She
Keep it.
rockin', she rollin'. Is it One Wish?
What about the
I'm
draft?
not gonna say I haven't done that in my life, but
Fell in love with a stripper?
my brother dated a few. They're great people.
My God, the Eastern European women used to torture me for a while. What are we talking about?
We were talking about the draft because I think that's another thing that's going to be really affected by this.
Trev, I've got the
And-
solution.
What you got?
Dude, combine.
Can't wait.
Baseball combine. This baseball needed this anyway. Are you kidding me with spin rate and bat speed and shit? Yeah, I mean that is viral videos. And like it'll be good for the kids if you've got a starting pitcher who's, 18 and he's got the most spin on his curveball. Like his draft stock just went up. The NFL, look what the NFL does with the combine. I mean, it's not going to be there because those guys impact the team instantly.
The problem,
But we need this.
it would be great content, but the problem is there's so many more baseball
Yeah, I was going to say
players.
there's so many more picks.
It would be like
I don't mind it though.
no, I mean you'd have to level it off somewhere. Maybe like a D1 skills
But what are they gonna
competition,
do?
D2 skills competition, D3 skills competition, high school skills competition, and you have like 4 separate things.
What's a hitter gonna do? Hit in the fucking cage?
home run
wow,
derby?
He can really hit a
Dude.
ball far in batting practice.
You do
Come
bat
on.
speed. It's just like the NFL Combine. You do bat speed. You do ball exit velo. You do all the
think-
shit they're doing in these advanced cages.
I don't mind it. I just know, or I really believe that baseball is not dominated by athleticism. It
Right.
helps. It enhances your skill. But like a lot of guys who are like freaks in this. Oh man, my video went out.
We can still hear you.
Okay. A lot of guys that are freaks like that, they don't have baseball skills, so they show up in the combine, but
That's what happens in football too.
yeah.
Give me a good race around the bases. Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't do a combine because I think there's too many players, but I think you do a skills competition for every division.
So what's that mean?
Maybe like at the All-Star game or like all conference teams have a skills competition. Or at the College World Series, you do a skills competition as well.
I'm not gonna
I
have.
love
those
a
this
skills
year.
competition.
Yeah, a good skills competition is awesome.
Trev,
I
you're
wanted
back.
to do that. I'm back. I wanted to do that for like MLB Network. Like set that up. Like during spring training, teams should have a skills. I actually brought this up to the union and said, hey, like, MLB owns the MLB network. Like, let's bring some of this stuff. Let's bring some content to a network that has zero original content.
Yeah.
Spring training, a skills competition.
Yeah, I agree
You're
with that.
already doing this shit anyway. Dude, it'd be freaking amazing. You put a prize pool together and have some sponsor give you $1 million for it. And the team gets to choose a charity if they win the skills competition, or a specific person that works in the organization that needs it. How I feel about MLB Network.
Sure.
You love it.
Not good.
What are they going to do with the All-Star game, Trev?
Bang.
Gone?
Gone.
For this year?
There'll be a postseason All-Star team. Like not a postseason, like after the season they'll name a All-Star team, but they need those days.
Do you know they were doing that? Like we ran into a Wikipedia page that had like the 2018 All MLB team. It was like an end of the year All-Star group of players.
Yeah,
Wait,
who
do
put it
you know what it
together?
was
Is
called,
like,
BBD?
I think 2019 was the first year. There's just the all MLB.
All MLB team. I like it so much better because putting All-Star on your resume. I've said this forever. You can end up having a bad year. You can have a hot start, get the fan vote, which starts in April, and be an All-Star, and then end up like not having a good season. Like and
Dude,
also
the fan
like
vote kills me.
Mark Teixeira was never an All-Star because he was notorious slow starter.
He was never an All-Star?
Maybe once or twice, but
Yeah.
he had a lot of good seasons where he wasn't an All-Star, where he might have ended up as like one of the top 2 first basemen, but he said he had to reteach himself how to swing every time he went to spring training.
Attaboy.
Bizarre. Attaboy. Do you think any good comes from this, Trevor? Like, do you think what can they experiment with? Can they experiment with an All-Star game after the season and it works and guys sell out? Do you think that there can be anything? Because I know leagues want to test stuff. I know the NBA has talked about pushing their season for a couple years now, and they're thinking this could be a good test for them to see if they could push their season into the summer more. Do you think there's anything baseball should try to capitalize from this?
I think there could be a new playoff system like they've talked about. Maybe not exactly what they have stated before they want to do, but in a shortened season where it's like it's not the 162-day grind. Like maybe we try a tournament style, something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. There's a lot of things they could do. I think that with the shortened season, they're going to have to do a lot more double headers. So we have a 26 man this year. We might have a 27th man.
Yeah.
Because you need bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You can't break the players down like that.
No. What about strength of schedule and do you think they just take the last 81 games and say that's what we're doing? Because what do you mean? It's a logistical nightmare. Do you think if they say, all right, we're starting July 15th and we're doing an 81 game season, they say the schedule lies as it lies. That's who you're going to play.
Honestly, I haven't even thought about that. That's a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah, well, Trev, we were looking
they
at.
They probably have to stay with the schedule they have because hotels are set up. The air travel is a little different, but they still have that set up way in advance. Like all these things are set up at the beginning of the year, and to fit a baseball team in a hotel room or a hotel is no easy thing to do.
I know it's all set up, but strength of schedule then is crazy.
Yes.
Jake and I were doing the Oakland A's schedule, and all of their games against Houston are before the All-Star break. Not all, but maybe it was 15 out of 18 or 14 out of 18. So
it's going to be crazy because there could be teams in divisions like you're saying that don't even play each other at the latter half of the game, maybe once, and that's not what people want. And what's really pissing me off about this whole thing, and I think everyone's kind of voiced this frustration on Twitter. You want to get hot right now?
Get hot, baby.
Those fucking Astros are getting out of getting yelled at the beginning of the season, and people are talking about something different, and I'm pissed about that.
Yeah.
We have to remember we're mad at the Astros.
Oh, I mean, the Astros are pro-Corona.
Guys, they have to live with this every day.
Yeah.
They go home, they look at their World Series rings, and they get that World Series check. I mean, you guys don't even know what the hell they go through.
Alex Bregman is doing backflips of joy at his house right now.
I mean, not only do they have to deal with a global pandemic, but they have to live with the fact that they cheated. So they're getting double whammied.
Yeah.
And they deserve double sympathy, and I won't have anything else but that.
I have to get away from the mic on that one because, I mean, come on. I'm so mad. I forget about it. And then when I think about it, it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey.
So just keep it in mind. Keep it in mind, everybody.
We got 2 more minutes before we go to Kepler. Any last and final thoughts about this? I think that they will prorate the season and run the last 81 games schedule that pre-exists. Those are my thoughts as of now. I reserve the right to change my mind whenever I want. So don't hold me to it, jerks. Jake, your thoughts?
I mean, you stole my word, prorated.
Yeah, but you said that it wasn't your word of the day, so I'm claiming
it's
it's
not my word of the
my
day.
word of the day, so don't steal it from me.
I think that makes the most sense. I mean, schedule stuff, no idea. I don't know. I'm wondering because there's 2 ways to go about this. It's get full on creative and like start from scratch and use team schedules and like change them for the second half, or it's just like play it as it lies. And knowing all parties involved, I play it as it lies. But who knows? I think it's all speculation. That's obviously what we're doing here. But I don't know. I lean on my rock, my steed, Trevor Plouffe.
I want to go off topic here for my last statement.
Sure. Yeah. There are
all you
strict 2 minutes
idiot
on the
spring breaker kids.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
We
talked about
the way
that.
You're congregating. Stop.
What would 21-year-old Trevor Plouffe be doing?
Probably out there.
Yeah. Well, I was actually
I was an idiot.
It was actually talking.
Same.
It was talking baseball. Last episode, Jake and I talked about that, and I feel more. I said it all last week, Trev, but mostly I think it's a little messed up as society that we go run up to these kids that we know we were in their same position with the same young, dumb brains as them, and then we put a mic in their face and basically say something stupid.
Yeah.
And then we tweet it out for all of society to be like, look how dumb these college kids are. And it's like, we're all hypocrites.
But like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I would have thought that.
Yeah,
There's more information now.
We're getting
Society's coming around
as we go, and the college kids are the lingerers. They're the last to know. But yeah, I told my brother, I laughed in his face when he told me he was going to spring break. Remember? And then he was like, "No, I'm going." I was like, "No, you're not, dude."
I've got something.
Lucas,
Trevor.
Stop it.
Remember when he stepped on your shoe? Trevor Plouffe. I've got a soundbite for you. You're all about the soundbite.
Yeah, he's a soundbite slut.
What team does Mookie Betts play for in 2021?
I think Heim's just the mastermind.
Wow,
I think he's going back to Boston,
love
and
it.
Boston's coming out looking rosy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Baby. Sorry, Yanks.
It's perfect.
I mean, that would be a hell of a storyline. All right.
I mean, Heim.
Heim.
That big, beautiful mind of his.
Yeah.
I hope he knows how much I give him love on this show.
Oh, he does. He's a
Big
regular
listener.
listener. Yeah, he's been DMing me nonstop. Good up. Good up, John.
Positive vibes only.
Yeah. All right, let's throw it to our interview with the German stud in Minnesota, Max Kepler. All right, well, I told you at the very, very top of the show that the Kepler interview actually didn't end up happening. It'll happen in the future. So that sums up all of our thoughts on this. Do you guys think that our conversation was useful, beneficial? Do you think we're going to be anywhere near close to what actually happens?
No. No. I think MLB goes deep in the bag of tricks. BBD said something while we took a little break there that people are talking about different playoff formats and, half a season, things like that. He said if they did 81 games last year, correct me if I'm wrong, BBD.
Well, at the 81 game mark last year, the Rockies were the 4 seed in the West.
So
and they finish like 18 games out of any playoff spot.
If they do, that just shows whatever happens when baseball happens this year, it's going to be insane. And B, if they throw a couple wrinkles in there, I mean, it could be chaos, which I don't know. I think it could be good for baseball. They're going to reach deep into the bag of tricks. No idea what they're going to do.
I just don't want another tainted title because we have one of those recently, and it's just like, one's enough for the decade.
I think if any of the big teams, or not the big teams, the favorite teams, the Yankees, whoever else it is, the Dodgers, if one of those teams wins, people would be like, okay, it's not tainted because they were going to be in the playoffs anyway. What does it matter? But like Big Baby just referenced, if a team sneaks into the playoffs because they got hot over 81 games and they win the whole thing, it's going to send shockwaves.
Yeah.
And we can't get excited about that yet because we are going to be seemingly so far away. But once whatever it is comes out, I mean, this year, so many teams had a chance. And like that Colorado Rockies thing, like if a team can put together half a baseball season, which crazier things have happened in the sport, almost any team can. I mean, they could find a playoff berth. They could be like a game changer for a franchise and devastating for a franchise.
The Dodgers and Mookie is my most interesting thing with the service time.
Are you rooting for the Dodgers or not rooting for the Dodgers, like to have that work out in their favor?
Well, I mean, this is a Yankees fan answering. I'm rooting for the Dodgers to, like, win the World, not to win the World Series, but go to the World Series with Mookie and then get another year out of him. But that's only because I'm a Yankees fan. I think if I was a fan of any other team, I would be rooting for the Dodgers to, like, miss the World Series, not benefit from Mookie at all, and him go back to the Red Sox. I think that's the funnest storyline for 29 fan bases.
And then we'll know that Heim is a time traveler.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. We got to end the show there. Conspiracy Trev coming out.
Nice seeing you, Trevor.
Nice seeing you, Trevor.
TPP.
Wrong way. Mr. Chow.
Jake sucks. Jake.
Thank God you put those sunglasses on.
What was that? Winner.